Hi guys, it's Elliot here from AdFeeder. We're back for another round of Web Wednesdays. Despite multiple attempts to slow its growth, including the threat of being banned from America entirely, TikTok continues its reign at the top of the most downloaded app chart. Data obtained by App Annie shows that the video sharing platform beat Facebook and Instagram to the top spot, despite having lower active monthly users. This is likely due to how established Facebook and Instagram are within the market compared to TikTok. Despite it feeling like it's been around for ages, the app was actually launched back in 2016, and its surge in popularity only really ramped up over the last 2 to 3 years. Interestingly, App Annie also reports on consumer spend within iOS and Google Play, which shows the amount of money spent in America on apps has surpassed $31 billion in Q1 of 2021 alone. TikTok got to number 2 on this list, right behind YouTube. Q1 of 2020 was the first period of global lockdowns, meaning that stay-at-home orders forced consumers to seek out indoor stimulation. This was largely found through smartphones in the form of games and highly engaging apps, such as video streaming or social sharing platforms. As a result, the market grew at an unprecedented speed. Smartphone users spent around $9 billion more on apps and games in Q1 of 2021 than they did in Q1 of 2020.
Getting the first in the world look at this, the Genesis X concept.
Despite this being a car that is very unlikely to be released here in the UK, we just couldn't ignore its looks and its story. This is the Genesis X concept, a fully electric two-door coupe that oozes style and innovation throughout. From a design perspective alone, it's utterly divine to look at and doesn't look like anything else on the road. According to a reporter from the US motoring blog Roadshow, who actually spent some time with the car, its design is a massive nod back to the coupes of the early 90s. Think of something like an old Mercedes CL or Bentley Continental. In other words, cars that Genesis want their X concept to appeal to, offering opulence and style both inside and out. Speaking of the inside, despite only being shown renders, Genesis teased a heavily driver-focused interior, with clusters tilted towards the driver for maximum engagement. This is no tightly packaged 2+2 either, claiming to comfortably fit 4 adults in the leather-filled cabin. The big question is, will Genesis ever produce such a car? It seems this concept isn't exactly space age, nor is it so far-fetched it will likely arrive sometime in 2060 or beyond. With the shift well and truly on electric cars, it makes sense for brands such as Genesis to take this opportunity to experiment with new markets and designs. After all, who wouldn't want this parked in their driveway? Never one to be outdone by their rivals, Instagram is set to release their own version of TikTok's extremely popular Stitch and Duet functionality. It really is a stroke of genius from TikTok, where users are able to allow other users to respond or recreate other versions of the content they posted, adding another element and sense of community to the platform. What's also important here is that every video made with Stitch attributes the original creator in the new video's caption, so it won't enable people to blatantly rip off your original content by stealing sections of your clips. Naturally, Instagram wanted to make something along those lines too, hence the release of Remix. It's likely to operate very much the same way as TikTok's version, allowing users to collaborate and share clips from Reels. Let us know in the comments, will you be taking the time to learn this remix function? There aren't many cars made in the last decade that have been specifically built for pure driving enjoyment. There are even fewer that are priced in the sub £35,000 category. Think of Mazda MX-5, Mini Cooper S or Focus ST that might give you the enjoyment of a driver-focused car, but may leave you feeling a little bit underwhelmed. Back in 2012, Toyota announced that they had a gift for car enthusiasts around the world, the GT86, a rear-wheel drive, lightweight coupe that celebrates a back-to-basics look on driving. Not many car brands had the confidence to release such a car, and the GT86 became an instant hit with people around the world. Then, it all came to a bit of a halt in 2020, with Toyota confirming they were no longer producing the GT86 after only a reported 7,500 examples were ever made. We all thought that was fun while it lasted, and we expected Toyota to spend the minuscule profits of the GT86 on far less exciting models like the Prius or one of their many crossovers. Thankfully, this wasn't the case though, and instead, a wealth of sporty, driver-focused and attainable performance cars were launched through Toyota's racing division, Gazoo. First the GR Supra, then the ridiculous GR Yaris, and now this, the GR86. They really are on a roll with these cars. It's likely to land in the UK sometime around 2022, and we think the GR86 looks fantastic. and most importantly retains that low-cost drive and fun ethos. Now with a bigger 2.4 litre naturally aspirated flat 4 boxer engine rather than the old 2 litre unit. Power comes in at 232 horsepower, which is up from 197 horsepower of the old car. We fully applaud Toyota for committing to creating cars that really are for a niche market. Whilst millions of us use cars simply as a tool to travel from A to B, Toyota have used their knowledge and vast history in creating affordable and usual cars to create something that we believe is truly special and will be a future classic in years to come. As always, we hope you've enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for next week where we bring you more news from the world of automotive and tech.